This is an individual, apparently, according to multiple sources now reporting this, there was a tip. They followed up on the tip, found this guy traveling on a bus. The suppressor is one thing, because it's gone back and forth. Was this a long gun, sort of used in veterinary medicine, which has the same effect as a suppressor? In this scenario, it seems as though this is like the actual silencer. You know, you see them.
Right, which is what everyone assumed in looking at the video initially, before we knew a lot about it. And of course, our own Court TV legal correspondent, Kelly Craft, was there in New York. She is back, and she's going to join us live because she's been following this case closely.
Yeah, we'll check in with Kelly next hour for all the new developments. The other part of the equation is those fake IDs, because we do know that the individual that was captured on surveillance used a fake ID, a New Jersey ID, to check into that hostel on the Upper West Side. It's one of those cases, boy, you thought it would have been, just given these photos, right? The idea that this person has not been positively identified is really hard to get your head around.
The amount of attention that's been on this case, the manpower that we know, the NYPD, federal government, everyone who's involved in looking for this guy, I think many are surprised that he hasn't been apprehended yet.
Absolutely. Let's bring in Kelly Craft. She's in Miami, Florida, trial attorney. Kelly Hyman, I'm sorry. Kelly Craft's going to join us in a little bit. Kelly Hyman, this case, this seems to be significant. You have the suppressor, fake IDs, traveling by bus. Investigators believe he left New York on a bus and also came to New York on a bus. What's your take here on A, how long this is taking? Does that surprise you? And B, your reaction to this individual being questioned in Pennsylvania?
They're slowly getting to where they want to be in regards to apprehending this person as well. I thought initially that they were going to find him in the first 24 hours after this initially occurred, but that did not happen. But it seems like they are getting more evidence and getting more information in order to find out where exactly he is located. It's like they're getting breadcrumbs. He initially came on a bus from Atlanta to New York City and stayed there for approximately 10 days, and then he left somehow, but eventually I believe that they will locate this person.
And we mentioned just the scene of the crime there. We know that today those dogs and divers are back in Central Park looking in the ponds, looking around for any evidence. They already found his backpack. We're in the 6th day of the investigation. What do you think they hope to find there in Central Park, which was one of the last places that they noticed him on camera before he disappeared?
Any type of clues, anything that they can to help find out where he is, where he's going, and also potentially motive as well, because trying to understand why someone did this, and if in fact figure out the motive, then potentially they can try and locate where he's going or what he decides to do. Now we know that there was stuff on the bullets of what it said, and so that could potentially tell a story of maybe that he had a family member involved into that had some kind of healthcare issue, but we don't know yet, so we're slowly trying to figure out these clues. It's kind of like picking at a puzzle and trying to figure out where exactly everything goes to place.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story, because you do have, I mean, the potential enemies list is huge given the healthcare industry and the people's opinion of it through either personal things that have happened to them, or maybe it's someone who's just obsessed with the healthcare industry. You don't know, or total diversion. But the inscriptions on those bullets definitely are related to his job as CEO at UnitedHealthcare. And one of the things that, Kelly, do you think this individual acted alone? I mean, he leaves the Monopoly money in that backpack. He's on the phone with someone. You can see it on surveillance right before the murder takes place. And he's able to effectively just get out of New York within minutes. Whether he's alone or he's got some help, this was a well thought out plan. This was not just a willy-nilly, I'm mad and I'm going to find this Brian Thompson guy.
He definitely had help, I believe, or otherwise they would have caught him by now, because it definitely had someone helping him or assisting him in some way, or potentially he's hiding at someone's place in order to protect him. But I believe if that wasn't the case, they would have found him by now and located him. But I believe they're getting very close to actually finding him and apprehending him.
Yeah, the search now and the latest news being that there's this person who has been taken in with a gun that seems similar to the one that was used. Could you see a situation?
Well, an enhancement, a silencer.
Right.
Not the actual firearm, was it?
Well, this is what a law enforcement official has told the Associated Press. Okay. A man with a gun thought to be similar, so they may not have the gun, but a man with the gun. Okay. And this is all just coming into our newsroom, so it is very fresh, but I'm wondering if they have someone who's in custody in Pennsylvania, Kelly, who maybe someone thought to be similar. Is there any reason why they wouldn't share with the public that it is the suspect? Because the way that this initial information is coming out, it seems more that this is someone who could have information about the person versus the actual suspect.
Well, potentially to that argument, if it is a suspect and other people were involved, maybe they don't want the other people to know actually they have the suspect because there was other people helping him as well. So that way they don't have an idea that he's actually caught, or the fact that they're trying to figure this out. So they're trying to keep it close to the vest, as you would say. I think there's a lot of information that we don't know about or not aware of right now, but I believe eventually we're going to find out a lot more information. But the police are probably keeping it close to the vest in order to get as much information as they can before disclosing it to the public.
Yeah, this is a case obviously being followed very closely by people around the world, and also the media is on this to the point where every little update we are seeing sort of, you know, in this case we've got CNN, the AP, and ABC all reporting different versions of the exact same story that are coming out. ABC is reporting that the man had walked into a McDonald's where a witness recognized him from the images circulated by police. So that answers a question, if correct. You know, we're at that stage where we're getting more information in piecemeal. But if he resembles the individual, has a suppressor or silencer, has a weapon and fake IDs, this is very significant, Kelly, and it would seem that there's a there.
Absolutely, it's definitely. And why did he have this suppressor on him? Did he get it from someone, or is it actually the person that potentially did the shooting as well? And the fake IDs, I always wonder, where do they get all these like fake IDs, and how did this all go about? But I definitely see that we're going to be getting some more answers as we all try and figure out why someone would kill someone on the streets of New York. When this happened, I was about 15 blocks in New York City from this. And the effect of people at that time, because we didn't know what was going on. A lot of people initially thought there was a mad shooter running around in New York City, to be careful and to be on the watch, until eventually it came out that this was potentially, you know, planned and also really well thought out, and only after a specific person.
We are getting a new information, Kelly, as well. This again is from ABC, but that the police there in Pennsylvania, the Altoona police, that they also recovered a computer. That will be huge. If they are able to get any kind of device that is connected to their suspect, it's usually a treasure trove. But I do want to ask what you think about the way that we have seen this play out, because it does seem that this has been a very careful suspect. This is someone who has seemingly crossed a lot of T's and dotted I's in his ability to abscond police, to get away from the area very quickly, to not leave anything behind that initially let anyone know who he was, even covering his face most of the time. They were able to find one without. So what do you think they're going to find on the computer, if anything?
I do believe that they're going to find something. There are some great techie people that can go into the computers, even know that stuff gets erased or gets deleted, and potentially find it. Now, if they didn't find the computer and the hard drive was gone, then I could say that potentially they weren't going to find anything, but definitely think there's going to be a treasure trove, as you stated, of really key information that's going to be in this computer. If this is allegedly the person that killed him's computer, definitely going to be some key information, potentially emails or anything along those lines of communication.
All right, to just recap, the new information in the shooting investigation for healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is that an individual is being questioned in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Multiple media outlets are reporting that this was from a tip. ABC reporting that he was in a McDonald's, which prompted a tip, and it was the physical resemblance that started the tip.
All those images plastered everywhere.
And then, once this individual was encountered, he was on a bus, had with him a silencer, at least possibly also a firearm, and multiple fake IDs. Right. So these are. Meanwhile, in New York, there's a live picture, actually, of in Central Park where they continue to search for any evidence surrounding this case. Divers have been working all throughout the weekend. So
They returned there this morning, and we understand they're there with the dogs as well in Central Park, just combing through this huge area.
Yeah, this case has just baffled a lot of people on many levels. How did this individual pull this off for now so long? It's not been a ton of time, but it seems as though things are starting to close in as the investigation continues into the shooting death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Kelly Kraft is going to join us next hour with the very latest, and we'll be keeping you up to date.